It's time for the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games at Southern Utah University in Cedar City. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of a Utah sports tradition at utahsummergames.org. Participate in over 50 sports around the state. Then plan to join the opening ceremonies Friday, June 5th, presented by State Bank of Southern Utah. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games.
We're all locked in now.
Your home for the best sports radio in Utah is right here on the KSL Sports Zone. It's time to kick off your afternoon drive with Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
Allow me to introduce the best of the best.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Jake Scott, Ben Anderson, happy Monday. That guy, Trevor, my friend Trevor, who's a big hockey fan, he has... He's kind of funny. I bet there are a lot of fans like this. He has tickets to the Mammoth, does a season ticket package or whatever because he's a huge hockey fan. But he's from Buffalo.
Okay.
So he's got the Sabres thing is number one, but he's you know what I mean? I would bet there's a lot of that in town.
Yes.
Anyway, it's so funny to talk to, super fans when their teams are on the brink. Like, Buffalo had to win Game 6, right? And now they're going into Game 7. And talking to him yesterday was like, yeah, I'm super nervous about it, bro.
Yeah, it's real. It's real.
I was like, are you going to go anywhere? Are you going to go to the sports bar or something to watch it? He's like, no, dude, right here.
Yeah.
Watch it right here.
I knew a guy. He's a great guy. He's a principal of a school now locally who was like a huge Peyton Manning fan. Even beyond Indy, when Denver was in the Super Bowl against Seattle, he locked himself away. He didn't come to the Super Bowl party that the whole family was having.
Yeah.
He had to watch it by himself because he couldn't be around the group, whether it was the nerves or the distraction of people or the casual approach that everybody else had. People take it seriously. It was funny to see the videos of the Jazz winning the lottery. How many people, and I get it was Sunday, it was a little bit different, but like a dude by himself with the wife on the couch not talking, like locked in. Like, yeah, that's how a lot of people have to consume it. I actually don't envy that.
No.
It's a hard way to be a fan.
It's a nervous way to live.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have like a 2-year-old son, though, and that kid is already like playing hockey in the front room or whatever. It's like a young Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm investing in that kid now. I'm going to make a deal with the kid. I'm going to say, I'm going to give you $30 and you have to give me at least 20 points on your career earnings.
Which we are seeing. That is the ugliest new thing we've started to see.
Well, we saw it with Tony Finau, right?
Oh, was that a Tony thing?
I was talking to my mother about it just yesterday. I guess BT wrote about Tony for the Des News. And I guess he's gotten that thing settled because it was one of those where I don't know. I don't know enough about it to, treading lightly, of course, but it was one of those give you money when you're young and
help you train,
et cetera,
doing
all that. And as a result, you get, whatever percentage of your career earnings. Wasn't it Yasiel Puig?
Yes.
Who was paying a tremendous amount of his career earnings to the people that smuggled him out of Cuba?
Yes.
Wild story. I remember somebody, ESPN or somebody, did a long-form story about that. I'm sure people could find on the internet. His story is wild.
Yeah.
It is wild, him getting out of Cuba and making it and playing for the Dodgers and eventually signing a $100 million contract or whatever it was.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. And, yeah, you get 5% for some of these guys. And, if you go on to make $100 million in your career, it really pays for itself for that $100,000 you put up at the front.
And get this, Ben. And people could have fun with something like this on the call-in feature if you want to get involved, the KSL Sports app and call in. But the kid, the 2-year-old, playing hockey in the front room, his name is Bear.
Oh, yeah.
And so I feel like that name...
It's a good bet.
...gives him even more. Mm-hmm. His mom was a college athlete. Dad was a college athlete.
Yeah.
I'm giving this kid $50. I just upped my offer.
But you need more points.
What names inspire what? You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you name your kid Alfred, you've got a butler coming. Or driver. Sorry.
something.
That's on you, though.
Something in the service industry.
Yeah, Gil, it's the salesman. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, all right, like The Simpsons. I
Yeah.
like that. All right,
But,
like that.
But yes, Bear.
Like that?
Our guy, Rock. You're coming up with something tough.
Dude, I knew a Rock in high school that, I mean, he wasn't Rock. He wasn't like 6'9" and 300 pounds, but Rock was a serious athlete. So anyway, what names inspire what? And let's not get silly with the dancer names. Let's keep it above board.
Yeah. Right. Roxy. No,
Whatever.
Does not need to apply.
But that's too low hanging fruit for our listeners.
Yeah, we're way above that, notoriously.
Way above that.
But yeah, what name inspires what outcome for your child?
You
got to be careful with that.
Yeah, well, let's keep it creative. And
Use the
fun.
call-in feature.
Yeah, please do. But yeah.
Jeeves. Well, kiddo, pick up a duster.
No, like Bear Bachmeier. Like,
yeah.
He plays a quarterback, which is a soft position, but he's not a soft player.
No, he doesn't play a finesse-style quarterback.
His name's Bear.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want?
Right.
If his name was Fox, he'd have to be smart. Right?
You'd hope so.
He'd have to be like, hey, whether he was or not, we'd talk about him like he was.
Yeah.
You see the way Fox reads defenses? Sly guy.
It's got to be.
Man. All right. Anywho, so good weekend for you, Ben?
A+ weekend. Yeah. Pretty chill.
Spent admiring Donovan Mitchell, I saw.
I did. He was great last night. That might be the best game I've seen Donovan play. And you know what? That's impressive because I thought Game 5 was the second most impressive game. And at the time, maybe the most impressive game I'd ever seen him play, including his 50-point outings in the bubble. He was great last night.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
Oh, Donovan!
And he's going to be great in the next series.
Against the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
Probably will be. He needs to be.
My takes on Donovan, I have not always been the rosiest per se. I still don't think it's a mistake that the Jazz traded him. I thought that maybe his ability to advance to the NBA Finals was above him as a number one on an NBA team. I'm off that entirely.
Do you think that's coming?
Donovan's going to the NBA Finals, and I am here for it. I am now cheering for James Harden.
Oh, Donovan!
Donovan is going to have a legendary series. He is no doubt the best player on an NBA Finals team.
Okay.
I'm here.
I think we're going to see an ugly exit from our friends with Cleveland.
Wow.
I am here for it. Absolutely not. They're going to take it right to that Softy Cakes Knicks team.
Let me look up how these teams fared against one another in this
It does not
series.
matter.
I'm just curious.
It does not make one bit of difference.
It might make
Donovan is a playoff player.
All right, we'll see. He was great last night. Again, the Cavaliers were 2-1 against the Knicks this season.
Every time Donovan dunks right in the face of a New York Knickerbocker, I'm going to be thinking exactly this.
Oh, Donovan!
You're going to have Locke running through your head.
Locke, do you know how
for the
many
next 2 weeks?
times that I've heard David Locke calls about Donovan Mitchell?
Wow!
Absolutely going to be going through my brain because he is going to be putting on a darn clinic coming up in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I am here for it.
Donovan, in this last series, again, I think it's the best I've seen him play. Averaged 28 points, 5.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. He shot 45% from the floor. He did only shoot 29% from three. He's got to shoot better from three. As we mentioned, his fabulous, must have been game, let me see. It was game 4. It was not game 5, excuse me. He had 43 points in game 4. That was on the road where he had that miserable first half and then the brilliant second half, including 31 points, I think, in the third quarter. And then last night, like I mentioned, was the best game I've ever seen him play. And I think it's really notable that he did not have 40 points. It's really notable that Donovan didn't go out and go crazy. In fact, his best number was that he had 8 assists in this game. He had 26 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. He shot fine, 45% from the floor, 33% from three, nothing crazy. And it just reminded me again, as you have said, you don't think the Jazz made a mistake trading Donovan. I agree with you. I think the Jazz's mistake came before that. I think the Jazz's mistake with Donovan came when they decided he was a shooting guard and not a point guard. Because last night he played point guard, and he was awesome. And his teammates noticed it, including Jared Allen, who was also brilliant last night. But this was so telling to me in Jared Allen's walk-off interview. This is what Jared said.
He started out the game not trying to take it over, not trying to score every single basket. He started the game trying to distribute the ball. And I think that's huge for a leader like him, trying to get everybody else going and then getting himself going second.
Yep. That's always been Donovan's problem. And Jarrett clearly recognized it. Everyone recognizes it. When Donovan's trying to score every point, he is not at his best.
Yeah, I agree with basically everything you said, but I guess in a little bit of a different way. I mean, first of all, I don't think calling that Donovan's best game ever. I don't know if I'm coming up in that, but I can buy into your overall point with how he played, and he should have played like that more.
Like that?
Not only in Cleveland, but here. I would say, though, because I thought Donovan was fine with Ricky Rubio. Ricky was the problem. Ricky's shooting was the problem, and Ricky was the quote-unquote point guard. And I thought it went fine. The spacing was just wonky, and they needed to find. If you want to talk about why it didn't succeed with Donovan here, I would say it's because they did not find the correct chemistry around him. And I don't mean to blame the teammates, because Mike Conley is a fine player.
He's a good player.
And Ricky Rubio was a fine player. And Derek Favors was a fine player before they moved off him. And Boyan was a fine player. No, I put the blame on management. And that sounds really harsh, and I don't mean that to be I mean, who is the perfect general manager that makes the perfect moves? But they had the two pieces. They could not find 3, 4, and 5 pieces. You love Jordan Clarkson, so I'll throw in the 6.
Well, they got 6 fine.
But they did.
Joe Ingles was good. 6 and 7. We're good.
The team construction with Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell and Ricky Rubio did not function for very different reasons. And if we want to get caught up in labels like the 1 or the 2, I'm fine with that, because it implies something. The point you're making, I think, is that pick your spots, be unselfish, be a team guy. And he really played like that.
Like that?
And it got his maybe the biggest win of the career, of his career. And I think that's a valid point. But if we diagnose the failure, and I think you would agree with this, or you are kind of implying this too, I'm not sure it's just a position thing. I think it's an attitude thing with the Jazz. Like, he got handed the entire offensive production on day 2. Because Rodney Hood was the starter day 1.
Well, it was supposed to be, and he got sick.
Oh, yeah, got sick. And then that was Donovan's position from that point forward. Mm-hmm. And he got handed the number 1 offensive role on a playoff team.
Right.
And what a story that was, and on and on and on. But I don't know if that created the skill set that was necessary for him to win at the highest level. So where I will come along with you, and I saw this when you put it out on the talk snap, if he were brought along in a different manner where he could be groomed in a different way to be more unselfish, but the Jazz wanted him to be selfish. That's the hard part. Mm-hmm. Is they wanted him to be selfish because they needed somebody to be selfish, because Joe Ingles wasn't going to get it done.
Right.
Handling the offensive load. So maybe if he was developed in a different way and earn it more, be more of a team guy, I think your comparison to Keontae George is pretty interesting. You know, maybe the story would be a little different. But I'm not going to call it last night where he only had 8 assists and was an efficient 10 of 22. I don't know if I can come along with that, but that's just the box score.
Oh, Donovan!
And your point is about the nuance, which I hope that he does learn that lesson and goes in when he trounces the Knicks, making a concerted effort to not have it be the Donovan show.
Yes. I think what I mean by the best game Donovan's ever played. Now, some of it has to do with it's the biggest game he's ever played in, and they won. He's now going to the conference finals after a Game 7. He was the best player on the floor. Thus, the best game he's ever played. Not highest, best box score number, game score, if you believe in that number.
No, because the bubble stuff didn't count. I don't count that in his top games ever.
It's not even arguably his best game of this series if you want to look at the box score.
I know, but you and I watched so many games. There were some great – let's give the man his due. There were some dang fine performances
Absolutely.
in Utah. But if you want to talk about the stage and throw that in, I'm here for it.
I think idealized role, that's what Donovan Mitchell should be, and I think that would maximize him. I am curious if this could be a mid-season or mid-career turning point for him. My gut says no. My gut says push comes to shove. You take a couple of things away from him. You didn't develop the requisite skills. Because if you watched the game last night, and I'm talking to our listeners, you heard, I think it was Harlan was on the call. He said 5 times in the first 6 minutes, Donovan Mitchell has more, he's got more assists
Donovan!
in the first quarter than he averages for the entire playoffs. Because he had 4 in the first quarter, he averages 3 for the playoffs.
Which is just a ludicrous number.
Exactly right. He figured it out. If I get everyone else involved, Evan Mobley's great. Or last night, Jarrett Allen's mind-blowing. Jarrett Allen was incredible last night. Hence, Jarrett doing the walk-off interview and not Donovan Mitchell. He got the other guys to be the stars on the team. And then once they were up by 17... and every time the Pistons thought, we got it down to 13, Donovan gets an and one, Donovan hits a 3, Donovan gets a layup, whatever. That's when you take over. That's when you become, I can also score. So, you stopped everyone else because they're good, but they're not dudes, and I'm a dude, and you can't stop me. But if you do that from the first possession, you're going to wear yourself out or you're not going to be that effective. And I think that's Donovan's problem, and I think it's going to continue to be a problem in the next series.
Oh, no way. They're going to the finals. And he's going to be amazing. It is funny the lessons that you learn when it comes right down to it. And by the way, this isn't Donovan's first elimination game, so I'm not saying that he learned this immediately and it's going to stick. But it is amazing what happens when you are like Ben. You have the smart cruise control that helps keep you in the lane.
In the lane, yeah.
And you might be the biggest believer in that technology on the planet. I know Tesla and that sort of stuff is way more advanced, but something that you and I can identify with because I've got it too. You're on the freeway. There's construction. There's a lane shift. You might be the biggest believer in that seeing eye technology on the planet, but when it comes to the point where you're about to ram into the barrel,
I'm grabbing the wheel.
You're grabbing the wheel.
Yes.
You're going to do it. And Donovan was being eliminated. Obviously, he put it in his mind to play a certain way. And he won. And he was rewarded for it. So I don't know. He was always a learner. I mean, from day one, you got to give him that. I mean, Coach Snyder used to talk about it all the time. Captain Jack. How Donovan would soak up everything.
Why is the rum always gone?
That was put in front of him. So maybe he learns the lesson. I don't know. I know he's going to trounce the Knicks. I know Jimmy Harden is going to stand on his head defensively.
It's going to come together.
It's going to be unbelievable. Brunson has had his last good series because Jimmy is on the case, Ben. He and Donovan both.
I am excited for both of these playoff series. I think we have the best conference finals on both sides that I think you probably could have drawn up once we learned what these teams were actually made of, which was Boston didn't have the right stuff to win in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And I think Cleveland is obviously, at their best, very dangerous. We saw that. They just, ousted Detroit, the number 1 seed, on their home floor. They have more firepower. They have more oomph than Detroit does. The West is obviously stacked. Spurs versus Thunder is going to be awesome. But I'm excited to see Knicks, Cavs. It's a real good test for both teams.
I'm glad you brought up the home floor thing. Can we now finally get over it?
Yeah, be done
How
with
it has no value whatsoever, meaning not listen, if you were to argue to me that the home team has a slight advantage or whatever percent, but to call it a something to play for in the regular season that really keeps teams winning and focused and all that, absolutely not. I mean, the last 3 wins in that series were by the road team.
Yeah.
Giving Cleveland credit for something that they did, 2 games ago.
It cannot be, and probably is never, truly the deciding factor in the series.
It's not.
It's
never.
Not. No one's a worse team but wins because they got to play at home.
So I want to get rid of all the cliches, they've held serve by winning at home, and, they've done their job by winning 1 road game. I think we need to get past all of that.
But that's totally fair.
I remember when I looked up the Jazz Game 7 history. They've had more success on the road than they have at home.
Yeah. Right. We'll go and beat the Clippers on the road in Game 7 a while ago.
Houston.
In Gordon Hayward's year. Yeah. The Tracy McGrady Houston teams. Jazz go and win at Yao at Tracy McGrady.
Andrei Kirilenko made the best shot of his entire career. Put Houston
nowhere,
down.
Memo becomes a great defensive player against Yao Ming. It's like, yeah. That's...
Couldn't score a lick.
Yeah.
But you know what he could do? Jam his elbow right into Yao Ming's back.
Exactly right. So, no, this is not determined by who's playing at home. This is determined by who's the better team. And Cleveland was a better team than Detroit. No question about it.
Jerry Sloan, and man, if I'm misremembering this, hashtag fake news, but I'm pretty sure at one point he said that was Memo's best series. And it was the Jazz were overmatched at that position. He stepped up and made it happen. Crazy.
Yeah. One of the greats, one of the more, I don't want to say underrated, because it was a part of some of those more enjoyable Jazz teams in the early 2000s, I thought. But kind of gets overlooked a little bit as far as really good playoff series. That was the way they beat them in back-to-back years, but that first year was really a great series.
And by the way, the Pistons are horribly flawed. Mm-hmm. Horribly flawed.
They no-showed in that game. That was embarrassing.
Yeah.
J.B. Bickerstaff had a very good post-game talk to the media about we all came together. We're all sacrificing in a way we didn't. We were all, look at how bad this team was 2 years ago. It was artificial. But look at how everyone came together. And I get that he got a lot of praise for that. And I thought, this is why J.B. Bickerstaff keeps getting replaced. He can kind of get you to a point. He raises your floor. He doesn't really raise your ceiling.
I don't know if I'm putting this one on JB.
No, I don't think it's JB's fault necessarily either.
Who's the executive in Detroit now?
Trajan Langdon. And one, who's his assistant? Dennis Lindsay.
Yikes. Actually, you know what? They're just one move away. They're kind of where the Jazz were. Speaking of Dennis Lindsay, they have to find an offensive component without sacrificing their identity.
You know who they could be in line for? I don't know how they get him. I wonder if they could be a dumping ground for Jimmy Butler.
Does he do it? I don't think he
He's
does
an
it.
awesome
I don't
defense.
think he does it anymore.
He keeps their identity without totally rupturing it. He throws it off a little bit because Jimmy is a disruptor, but has been historically one of the great playoff players.
Who was president when he was born?
Taft?
That's going back.
It goes back
that's further than I thought.
Carter? Born in the Carter administration?
No, I think he's a little
window.
younger than that. I'm going Reagan?
Do we think he was a Reagan?
Do we think he was out by
Could have been
88?
Senior one?
He was born in 89.
Oh, HW, yeah.
Wow.
H-dub.
That's crazy.
That was a while ago.
That was a while ago. No, he's old. No doubt about it. They should aim higher. They should try and get a star. I don't know if they're going to move off to get a star. They also need Jalen Duren to play better or move off him.
Well, he's a restricted free agent? Mm-hmm. Is that right?
It's a tricky one. Great regular season. Pathetic playoffs.
But does that mean he'll be pathetic forever? I don't know.
No. This was his first real playoff run.
Big, tough, and athletic is still of value. But
I think he's like 24.
But you have to show up.
It's not 30. But yeah, he's got to be better.
Speaking of flaws from Jazz of yesteryear, Greg Ostertag had a great series against Shaq, got himself a 6-year contract, and then never really played tough like that ever again.
Like that?
That's Mayor Greg to you.
People thought he was ruined by the slap. Christian, do you know about the slap?
Explain.
Shaq slapped him.
Shaq slapped him. It was the year after they swept the Lakers. The Jazz were in town to play L.A. They were both practicing at the same place. I'm trying to remember who was on the floor. I think the Jazz were on the floor.
Yeah.
And when they were trading over.
Oh, it wasn't even a game.
No, it was a practice the next year. And Tag had made him look bad. The Jazz really beat him. Like, Tag got a big contract, and Shaq open-handed slapped Greg Ostertag right across the face. Rick James style.
My phone ain't ring, said Ostertag. That's courtesy of our friends at the Des News. The only thing he's done is through the media. He hasn't contacted me. In a written statement, as syrupy as Pepsi he promotes, O'Neal said he's sorry for slapping the Utah Jazz center to the ground between practice sessions at the Great Western Forum. I made a mistake. Instead of focusing upon what's best for the team, I got caught up in the drama of the season's first game and reacted emotionally instead of logically. He was then suspended. That's Shaq, not Greg.
Slapped the life right out of Greg. He was never the same. Never the same afterwards. Although did make a bunch of money. It stuck around in the league for a long time.
Greg?
Yeah. How many years did he play?
Played until 05. He was on Darren Williams' team. So Darren was drafted in 05.
So was he on the team for? He was like that's like 10 years, right?
Yeah, he had a really good career.
And now he's mayor of a small town in Texas.
Mount Vernon, Texas. I think he won the vote 275 to 240, something around there.
I'm not kidding. Greg, very charismatic.
Oh, I bet you Greg is a very lovely person.
Very charismatic. Not surprised that he connects with people.
Yeah, owns a bar down there called Tags.
It's a great name.
No, he's the mayor. You know what? I one day want to live in a town where the mayor is also the bartender. I'm totally into that.
That dude, and Greg lives on like a farm. That's the American dream.
Yeah. Doesn't he have a...
He has chickens and stuff.
Does he have a zebra? He has some weird animal.
Does he?
Yeah. He has something that's like not obviously native to Mount Vernon, Texas.
Dude, okay. So you know how Don Nelson living the dream in Hawaii is the perfect retirement for him? That is like the perfect retirement for Greg Ostertag.
Yeah.
That guy's living it out. Stay tuned. Top 3 stories of the day at KSLSports.com is coming up next. We're going to talk to Nick Wilson, Cleveland sports radio host, coming up at the top of the 5 o'clock hour. And he will help me convince Ben why the Knicks are tostada. Dunford.
Oh, Donovan!
Stay tuned. Jake and Ben, more coming up next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Are you trying to get weight loss support through telehealth, but it feels overwhelming and rushed? Check out OrderlyMeds.com now. OrderlyMeds.com was built to be different. Here, you connect with real doctors who take the time to understand your goals, review your eligibility, and guide you through a plan that's right for you. Orderly Meds provides access to proven GLP-1 medications like semaglutide and tirzepatide, including both name brand options and personalized compound versions when appropriate. So you have choices backed by clinical oversight, not guesswork. It's a simpler, more supportive telehealth experience designed around people who want clarity, care, and confidence in their weight loss journey. And your medication is delivered directly to your home in discreet packaging, so your experience stays private from start to finish. Do your research, ask the right questions, then visit orderlymeds.com/podcast for an exclusive offer. Again, that's orderlymeds.com/podcast. Individual results may vary, not medical advice. Eligibility required. See site for details.
It's time to break down the biggest stories of the day. This is the top 3 stories of the day on KSLSports.com. On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jacob Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. I'm telling you, for nostalgia purposes, I'm going to have David come over to my house and call the game for me. You think he'd do it?
Well, he's got a job.
If we videoed it for Locked On Jazz, I bet he'd do it.
Maybe. He's a willing participant.
Yeah,
you can
right.
catch him. He's very busy in the offseason.
I know, and I think he might be in Arizona. We should get David on the show.
Oh, I know. We've got a different time slot now. We should absolutely get David on the show. We should also check in with Mike Smith.
Oh, yeah. We haven't had our guy Mike on since we made the move, have we?
Especially post-lottery. Some interesting dudes.
Dude, Mike's like busy on the amateur golf circuit.
We can squeeze us in.
That's not always true.
Well, we can figure it out.
All right. Time for the top 3 stories of the day at KSLSports.com, brought to you by J. Brooks Jewelers. Cherish your love with J. Brooks Jewelers. Explore their expertly crafted engagement rings made from the finest materials. J. Brooks Jewelers. All right, Christian, where do you want to start today?
Number 1, the Western Conference Finals begin tonight.
Nice quick turnaround. Excited to have games playing tonight, and then tomorrow night the Eastern Conference playoffs begin as well, or finals begin tomorrow. But this is the series I think everyone's been waiting for. I think probably wrongfully everyone's assuming this is the finals before the finals. Whoever wins this is going to be the favorite. I have no doubt about that. I'd give both of the other teams in the East a chance, at least a slim chance, to win the championship if they get to the finals after this. But these are obviously the two best teams in the NBA this year. They are very dangerous. Great superstars.
This is why the Thunder are in a bit of a pickle this offseason, because the key to this series is going to be Isaiah Hartenstein. People are going to try and tell you it's Chet. It's not. It's Hartenstein. How much does Wemby want to get? We talked about Memo punching Yao Ming right in the kidney. How much does Wemby want to get punched in the kidney by Isaiah Hartenstein? That's honestly going to be the key to it all. I don't think you can stop Wemby, obviously, if you want to talk about that. But, the best strategy against LeBron has always been to gap him. The best strategy against Wemby is going to be in his business, fouling him. It should be like an old Jerry Sloan series. I'm not even kidding. And obviously, he's susceptible to people getting under his skin. Lost his cool in the last series. I don't know if it'd work, but that's why you sign a guy like Isaiah Hartenstein, and we'll see what happens. But they're going to have to figure out if they're going to pay him again this offseason, because that is going to be the best way to combat Wemby for the foreseeable future. So do you have a guy that can do that?
Wemby, hates Chet Holmgren. It's really funny because they're kind of similar body types, players coming out a year apart in the draft. If I remember, it was 1 year apart. And people are always like, I don't know, Chet might have him. And Victor has always hated that and is going to want to prove it. Now, that could work against him if he tries to take over the game and do everything himself instead of letting, Steph Castle, who had an excellent game 7. What did they go to? Game 6? Game 6 against the Thunder, or against the Timberwolves to close it out. I don't think Wemby can do it by himself, but man, is he absurdly good and seems to get better every time he steps on the floor. So he will figure you out. I don't think the Thunder want to play with their food. They don't want to give up one of these early games because it could end up going to 6 or 7, as we've seen the Thunder are susceptible to as well.
I wonder if that rivalry. Well, we know that Wemby makes up crazy reasons to have a rival. I mean, he doesn't like Britney Spears for some reason. But I wonder if it's like. Do you know who the second to the market was behind Ozempic?
No.
Well, I don't either. Not really my point. I got to think, though, that pill, or whatever it is, shot, when Ozempic was the only one out there for 6 months. They had to be sitting there going, ours is way better. We're just waiting on this or waiting on that. Wemby's probably looking at there's a better 7-3 string bean coming along. Don't steal my shine. I'm taller and string beanier, which actually isn't true anymore. But where Wemby is wrong is they don't play the same position.
Right.
I thought Wemby would be more like Chet.
Agreed.
Where they would try and move
maybe
him out to the wing.
Big next to him.
Yeah. That's not him.
Totally agree.
It just doesn't utilize him and what he's really good at. And they've, now making a living, giving him the ball at the nail and letting him go to work. I mean, by moving him out, you were really doing him a disservice. And he had to bulk up and get a little tougher, whereas Chet's string bean on the wing guy.
I'll be curious what we hear on Jalen Williams, Cody Williams' brother, that J-Dub, how quickly he comes back if he comes back.
Well, they need him.
They do need him. I don't know. I don't think they can close this out quickly without him, and they may not even close it out quickly with him.
One piece of advice for him: don't go to Luka's guy. I don't know what that guy would.
Whatever it is, don't
go to Luka's guy.
Is this real? Is this Shams Charania? Shams is saying that Jalen Williams, out since April 22nd with the hamstring strain, is listed as available against the Spurs.
There you go.
So
they need him.
Yeah, very excited to see this. This is going to be a fun series. This is what everyone's been waiting for. The Spurs had their number during the regular season. As you said, that probably doesn't really mean a whole lot. Wemby is 4-4 in his career against the Thunder. He clearly does have some success against this roster. So very excited to watch this series starting tonight.
All right, Christian, what's next?
Number 2, Brendan Sorsby has filed an injunction against the NCAA. He wants his eligibility now.
Well, okay, it's not going to do anything. And
Yeah,
the
I
season
don't
doesn't
think
start for 3 months, so I
he's
don't
not
know
gonna
what.
get it.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get it back. I think he knows that. I think they're going to start, no pun intended, throwing Hail Marys to keep him in the game. But, dude, you screwed up royally. I don't know what to tell you. I wish you didn't. But everyone knows you can't gamble on the sport you're in. You probably shouldn't be gambling on sports in general as a college athlete. But you bet not just on the sport you're in, on the team you play for.
I don't know what to tell you.
Sorry, buddy.
I know. But
you're out.
Does I wholeheartedly agree with you, but does the NCAA have teeth anymore? Can they make rules?
Yeah, I don't know.
And how does that hold up in the court of law? Can they really can they disqualify him from eligibility? Is that actually illegal anymore?
The filing made in the District Court of Lubbock County, Texas, cites the NCAA's deeply hypocritical position on gambling and a wholesale abandonment of its obligations and duties to promote the well-being of Sorsby.
Oh, man, I am so glad, and I mean this wholeheartedly, I am so glad I work for a company that does not take money from gambling
I'm
websites.
completely with you.
I'm so absolutely happy that that's a thing because it does create so much conflict of interest. And I don't agree with this logic, but I am aware that this logic exists. Just because the NCAA takes money from a gambling company doesn't change the rules for you. You still can't gamble on your own sport and your own team, certainly. You cannot do that. It opens the door to the legitimacy of the game, which is against the rules no matter what. But the NCAA or whoever taking advertising money from these companies does open the door to the argument of hypocrisy.
No question about it. It's fully hypocrisy. It's fully hypocritical. The NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball, NHL, college football, college athletics entirely. It's disgusting.
And I'm sure, God, why am I forgetting his name? The brother of Michael Porter.
DeJounte.
Yeah. I'm sure he made the argument. Look at how much they're taking from DraftKings. I get you. Doesn't matter. But I don't know if the NCAA can prevent him from playing. That's going to be wild.
The filing by Sorsby's legal team says the quarterback suffers from a clinically diagnosed gambling disorder, which is a, quote, mental health condition. The NCAA has weaponized his condition to shore up a facade of competitive integrity while simultaneously profiting from the very gambling ecosystem it polices.
Yeah, that's ludicrous, but we'll see if it holds up.
I don't think we're going to see him.
No, I don't think so either. We shouldn't.
I hope we don't see him.
I'd actually hope he'd be persona non grata. Like, even if he were made eligible, would Texas Tech bring him back? I would hope nobody would.
No, he was one of the biggest faces of the summer, or I should say off season, for college football. He was the biggest quarterback recruit. Got a ton of money. It's kind of controversial. It's expected to be a high draft pick next year. If there was ever the right time to do it, this is the right time to do it. If you're going to draw a line in the sand and say you do not get to gamble on your own team, in fact, you're not supposed to be gambling on your own sport, you got to actually care about it. So I hope the NCAA enforces it.
Man, there's such access to gambling. I hope folks out there are careful. I'm not a prude, but be careful out there. What's next?
Number 3, the biggest news of the weekend, perhaps. Aaron Rodgers running it back with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Is it the biggest news of the weekend?
I get the Steelers haven't done anything to address the problem otherwise and don't have any good options at quarterback right now. So what the hell? I guess you might as well bring Aaron Rodgers back. But, man, if I'm a fan of a team, the what the hell approach makes me feel so gross. Makes me feel so bad.
He's back with his Super Bowl winning coach in Green Bay.
Okay.
Ian McCarthy.
Okay, we'll go get
Mike McCarthy. What? What did I do wrong?
Go get Nate Hawthorne.
Oh, Hackett.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Hackett.
Nate Hackett.
I'm all over the place. Yeah, what did I say? Hawthorne? Doesn't matter. Ethan, what'd you call him? The coach.
Mike McCarthy?
You said Ian McCarthy.
Ian McCarthy. I think you said Ethan McCarthy.
Did I say Ian? I have no idea I said that. That was a total brain fart. Mike McCarthy. That's what I said. He and Mike McCarthy. I blended two words.
You said Ian. Okay.
He and
then I made up
Mike McCarthy.
I made up a name entirely.
Yeah. He and McCarthy. Not Ian McCarthy. Now I'm flustered. Ian McCarthy. He and McCarthy.
Joseph McCarthy.
Ian McCarthy.
I think you said Ian.
I said Rodgers, he and McCarthy. It's not a coach in Green Bay.
Okay.
Ian McCarthy.
You said, okay, I think you did say he and, but it really does sound like
horribly constructed sentence. Really bad on my part. But no, I didn't call him Ian. Where did Ian come from? But yeah, poor sentence construction on my part. Apologies.
Joseph McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy.
Joseph McCarthy and our guy.
Are you talking about
Aaron
a senator
Rodgers.
from Wisconsin?
Yeah, the guy who did all the things.
Yeah.
The anti-communist guy. Yeah, he and Rodgers, he and Rodgers can go out and have a terrible season in Pittsburgh, and just wait until the next quarterback.
Was he terrible last year?
Joseph McCarthy?
No.
Yeah, not a good guy.
No, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, well, they didn't win anything.
No, but they went to the playoffs, right?
Think they squeaked
They won
into
the
playoffs.
division.
Yeah. Well, that was the Ravens' fault.
But he wasn't terrible. That's my point.
We expect the Ravens to be better.
Do we?
I do.
The coach was the problem?
Sure.
Okay. Well, the Giants are thrilled to have him.
Yeah,
your Giants are loving it. So was he bozo or no?
All New York all the time.
Stay tuned. More next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did you have to fight a dragon?
Nope, she bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
All systems go. This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson. Now, every day from 2 to 6 on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jacob Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Hey, we're teaming up with Beehive Meals, honoring people that impact youth sports in our communities. Nominate the youth sports volunteer you know for the Beehive Meals Hero of the Week. You can do it at kslsports.com/contest and listen every Thursday afternoon to Jake and Ben. It's the Beehive Meals Hero of the Week. Some interesting rankings, Ben, that we will get to coming up that have come out via this survey that The Athletic does with NBA players. NBA players voted on the one team they do not want to get traded to. We'll tell you where the Jazz land on that list.
Okay. It's not number one.
Not number one.
Yeah.
But they did get votes.
Yeah, I think that's always going to be the case.
I had multiple people this weekend talk to me about the perception for hockey players as opposed to basketball players. And really, they were inquiring on the hockey end because they care about the Mammoth and want to see them attract good players. And I think they are shooting for a different vibe. I mean, let me put it this way. I kind of talked about this. You only get one chance to make a first impression. And I don't know how much that has to do with the Jazz circumstance, but with hockey, like, be top-notch across the board. Like, take care of your dudes. Don't be El Cheapo with the Blazers, like, blow it out on the road, get the facilities rolling, really get the vibe out into the community. This is the spot. You know what I mean?
Big time.
And it feels like the Mammoth are trying to do that. I don't want to speak for them over there, but it feels like that's the impression they're trying to make.
It's not new. I'm curious I'm guessing it's for different reasons, some, but I don't know if people know this. So the Jazz become an expansion franchise in New Orleans in 1971 or 2 or whatever the year is. And they get draft picks as a part of the expansion draft, and then you get a draft pick in the actual normal NBA draft. It's like the number 2 or number 3 pick. I can't remember what it is. And the Jazz traded that pick for Pete Maravich, for Pistol Pete, because they were starting a new organization. It was in New Orleans. There wasn't a professional basketball team.
Wanted to put on a show.
They wanted to put on a show. They wanted to sell seats, but also Pete was a good player. They probably wanted to establish it like, this is a basketball town. We think you can win here. And Ryan, it's funny, he talked about this on the Bill Simmons podcast over the weekend. I think it was last week. Ryan Smith said that, like,
the ESPN2 guy?
Yeah, page 6, page 2. Is that what
I think page 2.
Page 2. Former bartender, Bill Simmons. Ryan said, or Bill complimented Ryan Smith for not doing what the new owners do a lot, which we've talked about, which is like Matt Ishbia going out and trading for Kevin Durant. They're like, oh, duh, just get Kevin Durant. Like, we'll win a title. And Tillman Fertitta did it with the Houston Rockets, and everyone makes the mistake, and then nobody ever benefits from it. Ryan did a pretty good job not doing that, I thought. He didn't try and make a big splashy hire right away to prove to everyone how smart he was. And Bill Simmons really credited him with that. The Mammoth, though, on the flip side, did go and get Mikhail Sergachev, and now the big name, and we're not going to talk about it now, but like this guy, Austin Matthews from Toronto, is available apparently and is a true top 15 player in the NHL and is friends with Clayton Keller and is from Arizona, or his family lives in Arizona. There's like a lot of draws to this area. I'll be curious if, like, to establish, hey, hockey players, Utah's cool, if they would actually do the new owner thing in Utah with the Mammoth, even though he didn't do it with the Jazz.
How much does he like frozen custard?
I hope a lot. So we have it.
Or like ice cream treats in general.
I would hope a ton.
So
we
now,
have some?
Now you're saying, oh yeah, we do ice cream well.
We do.
Yeah.
Man, I had a good ice cream over the weekend. Oh, it was like dipped, basically all sprinkles. It was so tasty.
Was it soft serve?
No, it was like a vanilla bar, which is usually not my favorite,
okay.
but dipped and then all sprinkles and then a little drizzle of something on top of it was A+.
So you're saying the Mammoth, he needs to be Ishbia with the Mammoth.
I wonder if he will be. I probably would say it's probably the wrong move. Go out and get a splashy name versus letting whoever you have to trade to get him kind of establish themselves. But I don't know hockey well enough to know whether or not they're an Austin Matthews away from getting to the conference finals. They nearly beat Vegas, it felt like, and now Vegas is in the conference finals. Does Austin Matthews change that? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah.
Good to be good news for everybody that you and I are not making that decision, and it's Bill Armstrong.
But that's the Aaron Rodgers decision I was just criticizing. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to do anything, but what else are we going to do? Yeah, we got nothing else no other plans. So I would imagine Bill and Chris Armstrong have a different sense of that, different intel.
Yeah, I don't know. Ishbia is funny,
but I don't know if you have to sell Utah as hard.
Get me Kevin Durant.
I don't know if Utah will show up on some of these lists as much in hockey as it may in the NBA.
All right, we'll get to that coming up. Stay tuned. Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Summer is all about freedom, fun, and growing up. And between the ages of 9 and 13, kids are starting to form their views about alcohol. With more independence, their still developing brains need more guidance and support than ever. That's why summer is the perfect time to stay connected and plan fun, safe family activities together. Research shows kids who spend quality time with their parents doing what they enjoy are less likely to drink underage. And when kids feel close to you, they're more likely to listen, especially when you set clear expectations. In fact, kids who drink before 15 are far more likely to struggle with alcohol later. This summer, create a no-bummer summer with fun, alcohol-free activities for your kids. Go to summer.parentsempowered.org to take a quick quiz and discover ideas tailored to your family. A little time together can make a big difference. For more information and to learn more about how to prevent underage drinking, visit parentsempowered.org.